by an empty grave, I got teleported into the realm of a mad imp and a lady, Time, who doesn't even acknowledge my existence. Let us continue. And tell the imp all that happened. I met with the Weaver of Time. She talked to me. Wondrous, oh wondrous indeed. At least she's willing to speak to someone around here. What did she say? That I should look for starstones, for they renew and revitalize time. I knew it! As surely as Zix comes before Zax! I knew it! Then this should your mission be, my friend. Oh, I beseech you that you be let your mission to trace the starstone, wherever it might lead you. Together, we'll try to unfold the depths of this dimension and thereby save all and everything from annihilation. Here, take this runestone and this precious little pyramid. Gifts are they from me to you. The rune will bring you back and forth from Rivellon whenever you decide, and the moment is opportune. And the pyramid, it has a twin. Find it, and you'll see just as handy twins can be. I think it's time you tell me who you are, Sir Imp. But of course, I am Zigzax, the imp historian tasked by the gods to write the history of all creation. Faithfully have I fulfilled my task, and I would have done so perpetually, until one day I saw that time will end. Impossible, I thought, inconceivable, for all the gods had told me that their work was infinite, both in date and distance. But my eyes did not deceive me. When the maelstrom I beheld, time would end. I would end, all would end. No, I cried, never! I shall save time if it is the last thing I do. So far my efforts have been in vain, but as the saying goes, are the hope that springs eternal. I will take my leave. Rift travel. Oh shit. Oh, so I can jump around. Zigzag's the best, yeah. And before Joyful Orb's losing his voice. Oh, I am Woody. Don't worry, I am. For the glory of the live stream, I am losing my voice. Hope it shall repay me in chairs. Alright, let's come back to the city. I wonder what the apprentice healer lady's reaction will be to me coming back like that. And where the hell am I anyway? Northgate. Oh, I'm somewhere I haven't discovered yet. Alright. This city's pretty gigantic then. Oh my god, I'm gonna spend an entire tomorrow here. The way it looks. Holy shit.
There it is.
What? What do you mean poisoned? What is happening here? Mobile kitchen. Can I work it? Excuse me, but would you mind not handling that? I like to keep things just as they are, if you please.
Bye.
Ah, shit. So this is where the legionaries reside. Beating each other to bits. Joyful is warm. Joyful is no longer warm. Go to the mess. Any food in the barrels?
Greetings. These stores are full of legions.
Potions.
Rivellon's finest work off mighty fine appetite serving the seven.
Click. Mouse. That would be stealing. Come. 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 Oh, I found wood in the wood pile. Come. Nobody will ever believe me. But it happened. Come.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for fine
Man, this city is just too big. I can't handle it. Paintings. A painting vendor. Seriously.
Not in the mood for cheese? Then excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Bourguignon.
Yeah, honestly, Grillmaster, this seems like a good thief could make a lot of money in this town. If I could somehow steal those paintings, they would sell for hundreds.
Not in the mood for cheese? Then excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Bourguignon.
What is this establishment? Oh, is this where the crime scene will be? No, Town Hall, Mayor Cecil's office. Hello, Cecil. Oh, it's you! Come closer then, come closer! My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Hello there, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you. Tell me about the issues in Sizio. What? Oh, you mean Sizio? Oh, very difficult times indeed, as though the death of Jake and, by the source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead has overrun all but one the northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention the top of the whole caboodle. There's rumors of a new religious sect, a cult of some sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folk or Sizil. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I find myself a private matter that I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I'd rather foolishly sought, a weapon called the Staff of Pergamon. What's about the Staff of Pergamon? The what of what now? You're speaking gibberish. You mean the Staff of Pergamon? Yes, I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though, for the merchant slated to deliver it to me just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it has gone into the wrong hands, and I wonder if they could retrieve it for me. What do you know about the staff itself? The staff itself contains a shard of an ore highly valued for its weapons of war. I know the use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead. Tell me about the merchant. His name's Conrad, the captain of Tidesplitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sizil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved if you don't mind. Can you tell me more about Rivellon's sects? Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I hadn't explained the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, then occasionally, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor of the Seven's sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when the Sizil's under siege by the orcs and the dead and cultists. So I asked about the sects. It's Kaisil. Maybe it is Kaisil. Yeah. Could be. How do you know, Stangnif? Was it actually pronounced by some NPCs? And it's Kaisil. Kaisil is, I guess, an easier way of saying it than Sizil. So it's probably Kaisil. So tell me more about the undead in Kaisil. This guy's useless, but let's talk about Jake's murder. Jake murdered? Oh yes, yes, now I recall. Indeed, I could hardly believe it myself. The counselor and I have heard our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townfolks are either Jake's wife, Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Errol is always a bit suggestive, but I never had a cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure. An upright bloke, apart from all the Esmeralda nonsense, the whole town knows the only goal of the business trips to Kaisil is to spend a night or two at the Crab Inn with... Goddamn, I cannot know which letters are there. What is this bug, anyway? Does any one of you know a fix to this bug? Can you tell me about your library? That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in? Exactly. Ah, the library! Ah, yes, you must have a visit in the gem of Kaisil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself. Sure, sounds interesting. Marvelous! Follow me then.
Bye.
Maybe there'll be some crafting shit. Mrs. Could be Mrs., yeah. What? Oh, this is the library, the jewel in the Kaisil's crown. The beacon of culture and learning in our first city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine. And she's got every speck of information about this place packed in her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way for this little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. It brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among my beloved books. Oh, what? Oh, yes. I'll be on my way downstairs now. Please introduce yourselves. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance. Man, this is gigantic.
Lesser key of Sadakandras. What nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Whoa, she's a lizard woman.
Greetings.
In the name of Ammon-Hor, I bid thee, tis Jagata Hall, be welcome, human. My library is yours, and I hope your friendship is mine. May I take books from your library? Indeed you may. The wisdom I hear hoard is yours to peruse, and even take with you. All I ask is that you return the books you borrow, so that others may enjoy them too. How about I sell them?
Demonology for dumbbells.
Who are you, madam? I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeliness isn't exactly striking, is it? When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out of my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Kaisil towards the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Ammon-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the one exiled infant that chance has put in his way. He raised me like I was his own. Thus I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
Bye.
Bye! But,
Lesser key
I guess
of
here I
Sadakandras.
can
What
explore the
nonsense.
books, but there's nothing here. Why does it say stealing? It says red.
Most promising.
Such a again. Esperanza does have a propensity for all things. Naughty, hasn't she?
Demonology for dumbbells.
Blank Air Scroll, Adventurer's Field Guide, Volume 5.
Sorcery still hasn't been returned.
Click.
They'll not have to pay yet another fine.
Now, I'm not lumberjack, but I can get a good strong stick out of any log with my trusty axe when I'm in need of one. Some weird geezers have been asking for the wood chips on the floor after I've chopped up some of the logs, and I just let them. I've no idea what to do with those.
Naughty, hasn't she?
So if I use an axe on a wood, it's gonna give me sticks? How do I craft in this game? Do I need a workstation? Maybe I need some workstations.
The Encyclopedia Demonium.
Firefly scroll. Create a fire surface. Collect.
A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theron will have to pay yet
Lesser
another
If you've
fine.
ever tried consuming a Gepinia mushroom, you know full well what manner of effect it'll have. Most Riverlonian mushrooms have some sort of effect on the human body, and their essence can be squeezed into potions to enhance their effects. Combining mushroom-based potions has similar effects.
A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theron will have to pay yet another fine.
The lesser key of Sadakandras. What nonsense. The Pseudo-Monarchia Demonium. The first edition too.
The string enthusiast. An elf once showed me how to fashion my own bows. She was using a tree branch and a couple of sinews she's found and that was that. She even crafted her own crossbows, but I never did get the hang of working with iron.
Lesser key
But I have
of
found her method of re-stringing broken bows quite useful. And I always keep a few spare sinews in my pack just in case.
A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned. Theron will have to pay yet another fine.
Demonology for
Spacebar is loot all, that's useful.
I need something more advanced. The Pseudo-Monarchia Demonium.
Can I take the candlelight and throw it into the bookshelf? Let's not. History of Kaisel.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Never liked history books myself. You have a pretty pleasant residence, though, I have to say.
There's more holes than a slice of this fine Porgan bear.
All right.
Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Now, oh, look at this. Legion headquarters, Ares office, and Aru's study. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go. I will explore the rest of the town later. History books is like the one thing that saves Bethesda games. Yeah, there I kinda did enjoy it, because they have stories. They don't have like facts, they have like, personal stories. It's way cool.
Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruit.
Sorry, sir.
I think that's funny.
Man, this world is gigantic. Yeah, beautiful game, absolutely.
About face.
Best RPG I've played in a very long time. I think this might be the best RPG I've played since Baldur's Gate 2. And that's a long time. Aureus.
Greetings.
What have we here then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Ha! Look what you do. Look, do what you must in Kaisel, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs, you hear? I've enough on my mind running expeditions into hostile territory. Let's discuss Jake's murder. Gods above, some politician snuffs, and everyone's in uproar. Ridiculous! I told the wizard, a brat of an Arhu, not to bother, but he just had to send the source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians, they see a pigeon poop, and they think sorcery's a food. Nevertheless, I want to be in the loop, understand? I'm in command of the town, not Mayor Cecil, not Aru, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jack's death, if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the Crane Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you! In regards to Jake's wife Esmeralda, Esmeralda is Jake's wife, well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has a reputation for being a flirt. There is that, but it doesn't suffice as an evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do Source Hunter rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you have made in the past. He doesn't like me very much, does he? What, you're going to stand here and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I will evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see, not idle superstition. Let's discuss the undead. Listen, you may be here for other matters entirely, but there's one useful thing you can actually do around here, is to stick your nose into the affairs of the undead. The stench will likely make you gasp for air, but between you and me, those 7 worthless gods up there, it's about time someone other than the Legion gives this charade a shot. I can only hope some fresh ideas are coursing to the source-obsessed brain of yours, and that they will take root before the undead scoop the same brains out of you. Out of your shattered skulls. They seem to be a bit weaker in the West. A good place as any to start if you want to flex your muscles. Any matters concerning the Legion? The Legion is none of your concern, but fine, go ahead. Let's discuss those expeditions into hostile territory you mentioned. The bravest of the brave went out looking for the source of the undead. Volunteers, all those men. For that is the pact we made. We, the walking dead, spawn in endless number, but someone or something must be responsible for each and every one of the miserable buggers. And that is why the Legion is making renewed efforts to locate the accursed fountainhead of death. Too long we've been on the defensive, it is time for action. Even if it claims more Legion lives. Souls of steel to a man, my soldiers. They fight by the lighthouse. They fight by the burial mounds. They fight by the old church. Gods grant that they might find the rotten root from which those scuffling monsters spring, and they may fulfill their missions. So in regards to the lighthouse, there's a lighthouse in the west, up on the bluffs to this overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet the light shines forth from a pinnacle every night. The locals say it is haunted, and there's a ghost involved. Maybe a necromantic magic is in play as well. Half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out. So far, I can hope they are safe. Tell me about the burial mounds. There are ancient funeral grounds all over the place north of the city. Good as any place to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say? Doesn't exactly take a genius to figure that one out. Some local archaeologist offers to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be a boon. Let's discuss the old church. There's a church to the north, east of here. Built atop its very place once stood a temple dedicated to the source. The Kailichians raised it and built a church for the 7, supposedly to symbolize the victory of the gods over evil sorcery or some such superstitious mumbo-jumbo. Anyway, when the dead rose, that is where they were first spotted, which makes it the likely candidate to house the origin of the outbreak. May my soldiers make it there and back again unscathed. Some additional questions? What in your opinion are the orcs doing on the beach? I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over the land for fear of Aru's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed though, not against the Legion. Aru tells me he suspects a sect might be at work around Kizil. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat licking God knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying carpets next. I'd like to take my leave.
Bye.
Now, they do have the wife of the killed guy somewhere in custody. Aru's study is above as well. Greetings! Welcome to my most humble atelier. No need to look so flabbergasted, it is I, Aru, in my other rather preferred guise. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, what can I do for you? How about you tell me a bit more about yourself, Aru? But certainly, what would you like to know? So, you can take a guise of a cat and prefer it over a human form? Something like that, yes. Polymorphing has always been a hobby of mine, and I use it quite often. Does it surprise you that I favor my feline figure? It does many. But then again, you haven't experienced it, just how far certain boundaries are pushed back when you tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. It's handy to speak in a more than meows, no question. Opposable thumbs, I couldn't brew potions or make machines without them. This I freely admit, but to be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness, you couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. Isn't it dangerous to polymorph like you do? What if you get stuck in another form? Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I? Yeah, witches like sun. I'm my own wizard, you know, and I don't intend to be anyone's familiar. Let's talk about the source hunter business. Let's discuss Jake's murder. Of course, I hope the investigation is going well. What happened in the night of the murder? I can but piece together what a few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired into a room on the ground floor when she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About a half hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted in the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When he finally did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows, but I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt there were vile. Source, no doubt. Who, in your opinion, are suspects? I myself have none, even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convinced Jake's wife Esmeralda. Now, it may be well established that she is in fact the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent. But let's just say, if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent the source hunters. Is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with the orcs? I can't say much more than they're madmen and more dangerous to us because of their alliance with what should be a natural enemy. You won't see me teaming up with a terrier in a hurry. You do seem to have an orc problem, don't you? You have a flair of understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance in the eyes of a born warrior, but to a legion they are green-skinned death incarnate. Until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated, we can but bar the gates and hole up like mice while the cats are on the prowl. Alright, nothing useful, nothing useful. Guys, I am losing my voice here. I don't think I can continue for today. In case you haven't caught me, I basically did a 14-hour marathon yesterday. So this is not exactly the best time to be doing voice acting, so I'm going to come back to this game tomorrow. I need to shut up for like 12 or 16 hours and then I'll feel better. For now, the pain is getting bigger, so I'm gonna just call it a day. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you had a good time. And I'll see you tomorrow where we will unravel this murder. I think Drake had something to do with the cult and the cultists had killed him because maybe he didn't want to join or something. Or maybe he just discovered a cultist meeting, he just walked right in and they killed him to cover their tracks. Meow. 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 Anyway, in a few moments I will be resolving the giveaway. Today's giveaway is Anomaly 2. So you can... Giveaway command. On the chat you can see the link to the Steam page, you can check it out.